on?
I had the video on. Video
Is it on, Chad?
We have video.
Okay. Do you have to press the little red button on the back?
It's on. You can
No, she's talking to
Okay. We're ready. Elwood, it's yours!
I can't.
go, Daddy. Go, Daddy, go.
The first thing I want to say is thank you all for honoring us and coming like this. We are very thankful. I guess the second thing I want to say is it's amazing how the world has changed in our life. When I was a boy,
Long time ago.
we didn't have a refrigerator. We had an ice box, and we get a big chunk of ice and put in it to keep the stuff cold. And our stove was a coal stove. And when I was big enough, I used to go out and pick the coal to burn in the stove. And at nighttime, you'd take the draft off it, and it would calm down. And when you came down in the morning, the house was cold, and then you'd stir it up. And that's where you did your cooking. And another interesting thing we had was what we called a dish pan. A dish pan was for washing the dishes. We didn't have a dishwasher. And the wonder invention was the telephone. Well, the thing about the telephone, there was usually 2 or 3 parties that had the same line. And you'd pick up the telephone, and well, if you were polite, if somebody was on the phone, you'd hang it up.
You listen.
But if it was a neighbor, you'd listen in. The world has really changed in these years. And when I think of, all the technology, these iPads and cell phones,
Nook, don't forget the Nook color.
Wait, just a point of order. That this is being broadcasted all over the world right now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's something. Today, I have a little thing called the Nook, and I read books on the Nook. And when I'm sitting there and I push a button, and that's my the to buy, and so it has a list of books, and I say I want to buy this book. Well, then I put in my password, and they accept it. And then I push the button, and my God, I can't believe it. The book comes from someplace through the air.
It's magic.
It's on my iPad. In the last 100 years, we have made more changes to our living than 1,000 or 2,000 years before. Mark, is that true?
Is that true?
It's this man. He's done it. He's
Paul.
the one.
Paul's the one that made it happen.
Mr. Simon.
I didn't think it happened.
Oh, yes, you did.
I work in that environment. Yes.
It's him.
That is true.
It's him. It's all because
Isn't it true, Mark?
Silicon Valley.
Isn't it true?
Yeah, but Mark's a statistician.
I want to shift
He's the
gears.
one that keeps all the records.
I want to shift gears a little.
Okay.
I want to tell about something that happened to me when I was only about 4 or 5 years old.
1926.
Just
Just for a point of reference.
I would appreciate
It was like
if the
1900.
congregation would shut up.
Mark.
But anyhow, when I was 4 or 5 years old,
You were spoiled rotten.
my mother and dad would take me to Sunday school. And I just a little taught. And there are 2 songs that's amazing. I still remember them. And the one song was one that a lot of you would know, Jesus loves me, this I know, For the Bible tells me so. Little ones don't keep it wrong. You know, I remember that song. But then there was another one.
Okay.
I used to go to a church called St. Paul's Reform. And it was on Allen Street in West Hazelton, Pennsylvania. And it was on a hill, and I lived at the bottom of the hill. And we'd go there for Sunday school. And in the Sunday school, this kindergarten Sunday school, they had a long gold banner. And they give the children all to hold the banner. And then we would sing, I'll be a sunbeam for Jesus, a sunbeam, a sunbeam. Now, those two songs, I never realized it. But when I'm finished here, they're almost a prediction of my life.
Of your life?
What happened? What happened when I grew up and I went into the Navy and I came home and I went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's Ivy League. And
I got it.
I went there.
It's a little zig there.
Yeah. One more.
And so, all of a sudden, I was studying to be an electrical engineer.
Yay.
I was going to follow like Paul is today. But at the third year of my engineering, suddenly I got a touch. The touch of God. And my whole life changed. There were two things again. That I knew that Jesus loved me. I had been studying the Bible at the university, and I just couldn't believe it. And I knew that he wanted me to do something. And so I thought, what should I do? Should I continue to be an engineer? I could be a Christian engineer. No, I said, I want to see if I can use the love of Jesus and be a sunbeam for Jesus by telling people about the glorious truth that comes from Jesus Christ. And our life has been lived on those principles. We got married. We had 4 homemade children.
Homemade? What's that mean?
From scratch.
Get them down. Get them
And
down.
then
From scratch.
God had, I said we're living for God. What he told us, we both said there are a lot of orphan children in Korea at that time. And so we decided we'd open our home. So first we got one, then we got
That would be
another.
me.
And then the government, the federal government,
Are you
they
gonna like
messed
me?
things up. They wouldn't let us adopt anymore. So what we had to do, literally, we had to get a special bill passed through Congress, signed by President Johnson, to permit Paul and Ray to come to the United States.
He's special.
Yeah.
And then our
He's
final
been
daughter,
passed by an act of Congress. And that's not easy to do.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
why
wouldn't
there's
get
a
it
halo
today's time.
over his head?
That's why he has a halo.
He has a halo over his
You
head.
see the beginnings right here.
Okay, here's the hands. Finish it off.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think that's enough.
No. You promised me a half an hour.
No.
I do want to thank you all, though. I really want to thank you. Mother, thanks for the honor. You really honor us by coming.
She know how to get you.
We
You do.
We have a visitor. Somebody just came in.
She really just walked over here by herself.
a new visitor.
Hey, granddaughter.
Welcome aboard.
Hallelujah.
Should we say ching, ching, ching?
Hi, Bella. You want to sit with mommy?
You want to give Grandpa?
Hello.
Oh my god, and Kim.
That's awesome.
Where's mommy?
Here.
Oh, there's mommy.
You want to sit with mommy?
Well, we are blessed that we are blessed to have you as parents.
Wait. Mark.
Start over.
Okay, go.
Short and sweet. We are blessed. All of us are blessed to have you as parents.
And grandparents.
And I'm sorry. And grandparents. And great-grandparents. Are there any great-greats?
No.
No, okay. So, we're
Hopefully not.
thank you for everything you've given us.
Yay.
And